Tell me what time it is. It's time for Tales with Tosinger. Tell me what time it is. It's time for Tales with Tosinger. Tell me what time it is. It's time for Tales with Tosinger. It's time for Tales with Tosinger. Hello, my beautiful friends. I have missed you so much. Woo! I think my last post on Tales with Tosinger has been like a couple of months. I am so sorry about that. Life happens, but I'm so glad to be alive. I'm so glad to be able to reconnect with you guys. Never too late. Better late than never. Better late than never. Yes, I am still your favorite singer, songwriter, storyteller. And guess what? I made a new friend. And today's story is going to be from his post, which, with permission, I am going to share with you today. His name is Professor Moyo, Okediji. You should check out his work online. He's a beautiful, great, awesome, legendary artist and pride to the people of Yoruba from Nigeria. And most of his adapted tales are from already, established proverbs. And the proverb that this particular story is from is Àgùntàn tó bá ajá rìn á jẹ̀gbẹ́. Àgùntàn tó bá ajá rìn á jẹ̀gbẹ́. Àgùntàn is sheep, ajá is dog. Ìgbẹ́ eats poop. Nasty. I know it's nasty, guys. But yes, we have to get to the root of why this kind of proverb was, put together. So let's get right into it. You know what to do. Story, you say story. Story. And once upon a time, you say time. Once upon a time, time. In the olden days, Àgùntàn the sheep was the most respected animal in the entire Yoruba land. Àgùntàn was the embodiment of Iwapele. Iwapele means gentleness of character. Suru is patience. And Iforiti is perseverance. The entire world decided that Àgùntàn was the best fellow to be crowned the king because of his wonderful character. They made Àgùntàn the king, and the world was happy and prosperous. But Ìjàpá, Ìjàpá the tortoise. Ìjàpá did not like the idea. Ìjàpá went to Àgùntàn. Ìjàpá? All my previous stories have always been about Ìjàpá, right? Okay, let's see what he went to do. Ìjàpá went to Àgùntàn and said, Kábíyèsí, you're a very bad person. Àgùntàn, surprised, asked, why? Ìjàpá replied, you know more than anybody that Ajá the dog is very lonely. Àgùntàn responded, well, he would have more friends if he would stop eating feces. Nobody likes anybody who eats feces. Ìjàpá, looking annoyed, said, that is why you're such a bad fellow. Can't you help Ajá to change his ways? Can't you just teach him to be like you? Àgùntàn thought about it and then said, you think Ajá can change? Oh, certainly, said the Àgùntàn. Anybody can change. Ajá just doesn't know better. If Ajá is given the opportunity to learn from you, then Ajá could also be a better individual. Being such a kind one, Àgùntàn agreed, thanked Ìjàpá for being so considerate, and sent a message to Ajá to come to the palace. When Ajá arrived at the palace, Àgùntàn asked him, will you be my friend, Ajá? Ajá was surprised. Yes, but only on my own terms. Àgùntàn, being a nice fellow, agreed. Àgùntàn was sure he could persuade Ajá to become a better individual. Ajá would quickly understand and learn the difference between right from wrong. Àgùntàn thought and turned into a fabulous being that everybody would admire. Ajá might even be the next king, Àgùntàn imagined, with a smile. No sooner did Ajá arrive, did he begin to complain of hunger. Àgùntàn offered Ajá a piece of roasted yam. Ajá declined, saying he wanted his delicacy. Where is this delicacy? Àgùntàn asked. At the common refuse dump. Ajá replied. Is it feces? Sure, Ajá replied. Have you tried it before? I am. Àgùntàn shuddered. Olodumare forbid the thoughts. Olodumare is God, the creator. My friend, you have no idea what you are missing, Ajah told Aguntan. I don't want to know, Aguntan responded. As my friend, Ajah said, you could at least come with me to the refuse dump. I will eat my delicacy and you could try it if you want, but I won't be offended if you don't. Fair enough, Aguntan said. As a good friend, I will come with you. The refuse dump was at the other end of the town, and Ajah with Aguntan strolled down to the site. People were horrified to see their highly esteemed Aguntan strolling with the most despised Ajah. They knew Ajah was taking Aguntan to the dump, but they kept their peace. When Ajah and Aguntan got to the dump, Ajah quickly found the delicacy he was looking for. Ah, said Ajah, this is the vest. Ajah buried his head in it, lapping it up. Aguntan looked on in disgust, saying it stinks to hell. Let's get out of here. Ajah said, won't you try a teeny weeny bit? Aguntan shook his head. Oh no, I can't even stand the look of it. Ijapa was watching them. He saw that Aguntan declined Ajah's offer. So Ijapa quickly went to the center of the town where the market was located and started shouting at the top of his lungs, hey everyone, Aguntan and Ajah are not the best of buddies. Yes, they responded. We saw them going to the refuse dump. A moment later, Aguntan and Ajah were strolling back from the dump. Ijapa said, I told you so. Here they come. Aguntan to bá járìn á jẹ̀gbẹ́. Àgùntàn tó bá járìn á jẹ̀gbẹ́. When Mr. Sheep forms the habit of walking around with Mr. Dog, Mr. Sheep will learn the habit of consuming Mr. Dog's delicacy. That's what that implies, that line. Everybody agreed. Aguntan is now a feces eater, they shouted. We don't want a feces eater as our king. But I have not even touched the feces, Aguntan protested. Ijapa shouted again, impossible. Aguntan to bá járìn á jẹ̀gbẹ́. When the sheep forms the habit of walking around with a dog, the sheep will form the habit of consuming feces. That was the end of Aguntan's reign. He and his entire family and all their descendants were banned from ever wearing the crown again. That is the beginning of the proverb. Aguntan to bá járìn á jẹ̀gbẹ́. What do you make of that? Who do you work with? What are you influenced by? All the influencers, social media that we see online. What are you influenced by? Aguntan tó bá járìn á jẹ̀gbẹ́. I hope you learned a lesson or two. I'm going to let you deduce whatever moral lessons you learned from that. And I'm so happy to have shared the story with you today. More to come. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, share this video. Again, I am Tosinger, singer, songwriter, storyteller on the Tales with Tosinger channel. Tada, ẹ ṣé o, ó dàbọ̀.